On July 24, 2023, in Niagara Falls, New York, police confronted a controversial protest group known as the Blood-Stained Men while they stood on a public sidewalk holding graphic anti-circumcision signs. Officers warned the activists to pack up and leave, threatening arrests for disorderly conduct if they refused. But the group insisted they were peacefully exercising their constitutional right to protest, leading to a tense on-camera clash over free speech, public complaints, and police authority.
8123 is responding. I have about 1 minute out. I copy. 3235, repeat.
Where's
Copy.
43, we're also around.
Where's Knox at?
I copy.
Movement in there.
Address is 1093, Murado.
Pete, they're right up there by you. Pete, they're right up by your window. Wanna order him to come out?
Hey guys, come on out. Tell Knox coming out front.
Knox! Hands up!
Hands up, what y'all doing?
Tell your friend to come out too. Hands up.
Come on out, man. We got a fucking appointment to see this out. Well, people saw you forcing your way in, that's why we're here. Oh man, I don't know. They just white people calling the goddamn police doing that bullshit.
Okay.
And I ain't even gonna buy the house. Being a good neighbor, he sees somebody going into a house. I ain't gonna buy the house. I ain't even gonna buy it.
How'd you just get in?
He a realtor.
Turn around. Till we can confirm. Turn around.
That's lost right there. Don't worry.
Until we can confirm. Did you use a key?
Yeah, we use the key.
Where's the key at? Alright. Where at?
Don't worry. It's like
Okay. Have a seat.
We was white, they wouldn't have did this. So what are you talking about, man? That's some ignorant shit you're talking about.
You got some type of realtor ID on you?
I don't give a
Where's
damn
that?
if you're white or black. We're doing our job here. I didn't say you wasn't.
It's in your pocket or your car?
But that's bullshit, though.
Okay, you want
two black guys. Two black guys. I want to go to jail.
Where's the
Why were you going to jail?
Where's it at?
Break in, then you're not going to jail. Put me
Huh?
in handcuffs if I was white. Call me in the
what?
I couldn't hear you.
Where's your realtor ID?
That's it. You got anything sharp on? No, you can take them to open the jacket up. I got ID in my pocket. Y'all didn't ask for the ID.
Where's your, do you have like ID on you? Which pocket, sir? You've got lots of pockets. Turn around.
Stretch your legs. Yeah, dude. It's amazing. It is amazing. There's been 2 weeks. Yeah, we would. Because you ride along, you know what we do, huh? You know how we do our job, don't you? I mean, it's an incredible day. Except down here. It's every day. This is the everyday shit.
Yes, the protesters were constitutionally correct. Under the First Amendment, public sidewalks are considered a traditional public forum, meaning peaceful protest that requires no permit. The officers' claim that they needed a permit was legally wrong. The Supreme Court in Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, 1969, established that requiring permits for public protests can be unconstitutional when enforced selectively. The vulgar signs argument also holds no legal weight, as Cohen versus California, 1971, confirmed that offensive or graphic speech is still protected unless it constitutes a direct threat or incitement to violence. The officer's threat of disorderly conduct was similarly shaky. Mere public complaints about a protest do not meet the legal threshold for disorderly conduct. The protesters were right to demand a specific legal citation because the officer had none. In short, the officer was acting on personal discomfort and public pressure, not the law. And the ACLU's track record defending exactly these situations proves it.
Now you search this like we got drugs and dope.
Knox, I didn't search,
got an ID on you somewhere?
Pat between his crotch and stuff for weapons, but he's got an ID and he's got realty cards on. Who'd you arrange this with?
Are you the only two in there?
And you got into the key box?
Yeah.
Okay, that stuff doesn't fly.
We got called and told that you guys forced entry, which is why.
I don't care.
So just stop.
I don't care. I mean, do you have an ID on him?
Yeah, and he's got realty cards on.
Take a deep breath and relax.
Real opera, not bad at all. Just take it out. Show me.
That's up to you. We had nothing to do with what you buy and what you don't buy.
I live right around the corner.
To your surprise, there are a lot of houses that we've never been to. When someone sees what they believe is that, we have to look into it. That's what we have to do. We have to look into it. We don't know who you are.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about one of the colleges made the complaint. So us get
That's not what was reported to us.
I understand what was reported.
Do you have the key to the lockbox on you? Is it in the house?
Why we approach things a certain way. Your race has nothing to do with it. No, you don't.
Hey, which pocket is it?
I don't know. I haven't done it.
This second exchange actually shows both sides behaving more reasonably, but the legal advantage still firmly belongs to the protesters. The protesters made a tactically smart move by requesting a superior officer. This is not just a courtesy, it is a legally sound strategy, as it creates a record that they attempted to resolve the situation through proper channels before any arrest occurred. Their statement, "We are not here to get arrested, and our goal is not to cause a problem," is also legally significant. It demonstrates peaceful intent, which strengthens their First Amendment protection and weakens any future disorderly conduct charge. The officer's suggestion to put signs in the vehicle until the lieutenant arrives was a soft form of prior restraint, which the Supreme Court has repeatedly struck down as unconstitutional, since you cannot silence protected speech temporarily just because someone complained. The sidewalk blocking concern was legitimate on the officer's part. Blocking pedestrian flow can legally justify moving protesters, but the group immediately adjusted their position, which shows good faith compliance. Bottom line, the protesters knew their rights better than the officer on the scene. They de-escalated intelligently, and by requesting a supervisor, they were setting themselves up well legally in case of wrongful arrest.
What about the little, shouldn't it be like in a
It's in
little,
my pocket somewhere.
okay, well, I can't find it. Turn around, sir.
Are you taking the other car?
Again, everything I'm good. These days, my friend.
Bro, what are you worried about? You ain't about the house. You alright?
Yeah, I'm just.
I know it's fun to with you, but we out of here. I'll call you. Okay. You don't want to go up there on that's one up the street. I don't even want to live. Okay, no problem.
Sorry about that, sir. We can only go by what's reported to
I
us,
thought
okay?
I had it in my.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, so.
Put it back on you?
No, not yet.
Just left it inside.
This exchange is crucial because it introduces a false report, and legally, that changes the dynamics significantly. The officer revealed that someone called in claiming the protesters were exposing themselves, which is a serious allegation. Public indecency is not protected by the First Amendment. However, the protesters firmly and credibly denied it, And importantly, the officer himself appeared to believe them, saying, "I believe you because it happened before." This is legally significant. If an officer acknowledges a report is likely false, yet still uses it as justification to disperse a protest, that becomes retaliatory enforcement, which courts have consistently ruled unconstitutional. The protesters also strengthened their credibility by pointing out their 11-year track record of lawful protests across hundreds of cities, which establishes a pattern of peaceful conduct. The officer's phone call, clarifying that it was just words and verbiage, not actual exposure, was essentially an on-the-spot confirmation that no crime had occurred. At this point, any continued attempt to shut down the protest would have been entirely without legal basis. Across all three parts of this encounter, the law was clearly on the protesters' side. They knew their First Amendment rights, they requested proper authority, they adjusted their position to avoid blocking the sidewalk, and they maintained a peaceful, professional tone throughout. The officer, while not entirely unreasonable, was acting on public complaints and personal discomfort rather than any actual legal violation. In America, discomfort is not a crime, and the Constitution protects speech precisely because it can be uncomfortable. Had these protesters been arrested, any competent civil rights attorney would have had a strong case for wrongful arrest and First Amendment retaliation. This video is ultimately a textbook example of citizens who knew their rights, exercised them calmly and legally. They won,